Hello comic book fans! Issue number 7 to Midnighter just recently came out. This was published by DC Comics. It was written by Steve Orlando and illustrated by Aiko. There was a couple pages that was illustrated by another artist. His name was Hugo Petrus. This was somewhat a conclusion to the first major story arc in the Midnighter series, and oh my god, Steve Orlando totally threw us for a loop. It was a huge surprise in issue number 6. This one was no different. It was really great, but I still was not expecting it. The story was focusing on Midnighter collecting a lot of different tech that was stolen from a place called the God Garden, which also holds the keys to his origin. One of the side stories that was taking place was Midnighter's love interest. He's no longer with Apollo and he's dating other men. Particularly though, he was seeing one guy regularly. His name was Matt. Major spoiler, and I'm sorry I can't say it any other way, but I have to talk about it. Otherwise, I can only be very vague about how the story itself was. But I'm just warning you right now. Matt turns out to be Prometheus. Prometheus is a major villain in the DC universe, or at least he was before the New 52 reboot. He has similar origins to Batman, where he saw his parents being gunned down. The difference being from him and Batman is that his parents were psychopathic killers, and they were gunned down by police officers. So he goes into the exact opposite direction that Bruce Wayne went into, where he wants to dish out justice to the superheroes, instead of dishing them out to criminals. He has a lot of tech that's wired into his brain too, so he can learn other people's moves, so he can learn to fight much easier than everyone else. He fought Batman once and totally kicked his ass, which is really cool how we saw that originally. But the idea that this anti-Batman is dating Midnighter, who Midnighter himself was originally based on Batman, it's kind of funny, the irony in seeing these guys being together, so I think it's so incredibly cool. Which I know Midnighter's his own character and he's nothing like Batman, but still, I thought the whole idea of Prometheus, this character who I hadn't even thought about for years, and him hooking up with Midnighter, I thought was such an awesome idea. Steve Orlando, you are an awesome writer. One question though that I'm really curious about is whether or not Prometheus is actually gay, or if he was just pretending to be gay and he just wanted to try to get close to Midnighter because he wants to take him out. Not like take him out on a date, I mean like take him out as in kill him. But still, regardless of all that, this issue was great. It was a great way to tie everything up. It was very bloody. As is all Midnighter stuff, he is not gentle in the slightest bit, especially because he was dating this guy and he betrayed him completely and totally. He literally stabbed him. Well, he stabbed him not in the back, he stabbed him in the front, but still, he stabbed him. And I'm glad this wasn't the cliche ending that I was expecting, where it turns out Midnighter's boyfriend was murdered by another supervillain, and then he has to go out and chase after them. That would have been so predictable. This is a completely different ending than I was expecting. At the conclusion of this, we do get a bit of a glimpse of what's going to be happening and unfolding in some of the future stories in the Midnighter series. There's going to be many more ties with other DC characters, and I'm glad about that. I'm really liking that Midnighter's going to be working with some of the other people out there. That way we can actually see some interaction, particularly because he's such a completely different superhero as opposed to someone, say, like Batman, who opposes killing. So I can't talk this story up much more. Steve Orlando's a great writer. I love the artwork in it. I'm also really happy with how Midnighter's being fleshed out. I feel bad for him because he let his heart be out there and he totally had it ripped out. He has to heal both physically and emotionally. But anyways, great story. Check it out. It's at DC Comics. You can buy it at just about any comic book store, or you can download it directly from DC Comics themselves. But that's it for now. Thank you guys for joining me in this comic book review, and I will join you in another one very soon. Peace.